BMC Software, Incorporated is an American company specializing in business service management software. Headquartered in Houston, Texas, BMC develops, markets and sells software used for multiple functions, including IT service management, data center automation, performance management, virtualization, lifecycle management and cloud computing management. The name BMC is taken from the surnames of its three founders, Scott Boulette, John Moores, and Dan Cloer. Employing over 6,000, BMC is often credited with pioneering the BSM concept as a way to help better align IT operations with business needs. For 2011, the company recorded an annual revenue of $2.1 billion, making it the number 20 largest software company in terms of revenue for that year. History: 1980s. During the late 1970s, BMC Software founders Scott Boulette, John J. Moores, and Dan Cloer began a contract programming partnership. All three had worked at Shell Oil doing computer programming. By 1980, the company was incorporated in the state of Texas and officially became BMC Software. Moores was the company's first CEO. The firm primarily wrote software for IBM mainframe computers, the industry standard at the time. Sometimes BMC wrangled with IBM about issues such as software tie-in claims. In 1987, Moores was succeeded by Richard A. Hosley as CEO and president. In July 1988, BMC was reincorporated in Delaware and went public with an initial public offering for BMC stock. The first day of trading was August 12, 1988. Since then, the firm has filed quarterly and annual statements with the SEC. Annual stockholder meetings are typically held in Houston during July or August. The stock was originally traded on NASDAQ under the symbol BMCS, then on the New York Stock Exchange with symbol BMC. BMC programmers received commissions for their designs since the beginning of the firm. As a cost-saving measure from the early days of the company, sales were handled via direct mail and telemarketing. In 1991, BMC placed 1/4 of pre-tax revenues into the budget for research and development. The employees at the headquarters in Sugar Land, Texas often wore Hawaiian shirts rather than business suits. 1990s, the growing firm needed more space. In 1989, BMC leased property in Sugar Land and in 1990, Max Watson, Jr. succeeded Hosley as CEO and president. In 1991, BMC had 640 employees with $139 million in revenues. Revenues, net earnings, and earnings per share increased approximately 50% over 1990. By 1991, it had offices in several complexes in the Houston area including Stafford and Sugar Land. Later in 1991, BMC announced it was building a new headquarters complex for $65 million. The 20-story tower opened in late 1993. Incidentally, in 1991, John Moores and his wife gave $51.4 million to their alma mater, the University of Houston. Greg Hassel of the Houston Chronicle stated in a 1991 article that after 11 years of growth in the company, BMC has the soul of the little guy, and still run like a startup company since it still used tactics used by smaller firms to expand. Beginning in the mid-1990s, BMC began a pattern of consistently buying both small and large software firms. From 1994 to 2009, BMC bought approximately 32 firms. While many were acquisitions of small privately held firms with undisclosed terms of sale, there were sizable purchases too. Most firms were American, although there had been firms from Belgium and 2 from Israel. One of the first was Australia's Patrol Software, Incorporated. BMC was able to expand software product offerings, extend new capabilities, bring new talent into the firm, and integrate solutions into a comprehensive product line. As a result, few acquisitions were followed by substantial layoffs of redundant employees. In addition, BMC made cooperative arrangements with other computer and software firms. The firm invested in research and development. The firm's focus widened. In 1996, for example, It focused primarily on software for IBM mainframe computers. Over time, its focus widened to include tasks associated with monitoring information technology as well as its traditional focus on mainframe software. A primary BMC product during the early mid-1990s was Patrol, a database and systems management product monitors the status of computers, resources, databases and applications on a network, according to a New York Times report. In 1994, BMC made an alliance with computer maker Digital Equipment Corporation in which BMC would convert its Patrol software to run on all digital operating system environments. In 1997, BMC bought Data Tools, a privately based maker of backup and recovery products based in Sunnyvale, California, for $60 million. In 1998, BMC bought Boulette & Babbage, the first software products firm in Silicon Valley, which creates software to help corporations stitch together computer networks. Estimates of the price paid varied. Some suggested the price paid in the stock swap deal was $1 billion while another estimate was more than $900 million while another estimate was $877 million. A New York Times business reporter praised the acquisition and described what software products from the two companies do, when they do their jobs right. Products like Boul's Command Post or BMC's Patrol are invisible to end users. But they provide information systems management staff a virtual dashboard with which to monitor problems and optimize performance. In many cases, the programs can spot an error, alert network administrators to its existence and repair the problem without ever interrupting the system. The reporter elaborated, systems management software is a broad category of programs that function behind the scenes to make sure that big mainframes and far-flung networks of distributed computers keep working reliably and efficiently, and noted that a major corporate computing system, whether based on a traditional mainframe or spread among Unix servers, is a vastly more complex environment than a personal computer, so the products that monitor and troubleshoot these systems must be powerful and sophisticated as well. In another story, a reporter wrote, both companies sell software that makes computer networks run smoothly and that manages databases on mainframe computers, but Boulette & Babbage, of San Jose, California, gains 58% of its revenue from international sales, while the Houston-based BMC gets 35% of its revenue from such sales. Also in 1998, BMC bought Massachusetts-based BGS, which makes software tools that help companies analyze and predict the performance of their systems in a stock deal valued at $285 million. The Houston Chronicle wrote, the move enabled BMC to strengthen its software offerings, which are used to monitor the health of a computer network. Acquisitions didn't necessarily mean layoffs. While a common merger pattern is when one big company buys another and the job cuts soon follow, a Houston Chronicle reporter wrote that BMC has acquired businesses with the goals of adding new products and keeping the skilled people who create them. A BMC spokesperson commented, very good technologists are very hard to find. The value of a software company all comes back to its intellectual capital. In 1999, BMC acquired the Israeli firm New Dimension Software, which made application service as well as management software, for $673 million cash. New Dimension Software's products handled such tasks as security administration, document management and multi-platform job scheduling. In 2000, BMC bought an Israeli maker of enterprise application management software for mainframe computer system, named OptiSystems, for $70 million. 2000s, during these first years of the new century, BMC spent heavily on research and product development. In fiscal 2000, 2001 and 2002, research and development spending, net of capitalized amounts, represented 23%, 29% and 37% of total revenues, respectively, according to a 10-K report filed with the SEC in 2002. BMC was making alliances and investing in new technologies. In 2000, BMC had reportedly invested with a firm called Intelliant, a purchase, New York provider, which rented software to corporations over the Internet. The reporter explained, by using an ASP, a business does not have to buy the programs itself, store them on servers and hard drives, or maintain and upgrade them. That allows companies to slash costs in their information technology departments. For monthly subscription fees, ASPs give businesses access to specific software programs on the Internet. Typically, the applications are used to manage a variety of important business functions, from customer service to supply chain management. Also in 2000, BMC completed the acquisition of Sylvan Faust Incorporated's assets, products and technology to be integrated into BMC's Distributed Data Management business unit. The company was located in Canada. The assets and management were moved to BMC offices in Houston and Austin, Texas. In 2001, BMC cooperated with 20 other large companies in an IBM initiative called Project ELIZA, described as an effort to develop computer networks that can largely manage themselves, recognizing faults and repairing them without human handlers. In 2002, BMC made a deal with Dell Computer to manage Dell systems. Dell Computer had agreed to manage its systems with BMC's products and resell them, according to an article in the New York Times. In November 2002, BMC acquired Mountain View, California-based Remedy for $350 million. BMC President Bob Beecham said the Remedy buy will take BMC Software from managing disparate IT elements to managing business services across an enterprise. He elaborated, "This acquisition will change the landscape of enterprise management for BMC. Our company will move from managing IT components to managing the business itself." Remedy operated as an independent unit within the larger firm. Before the Remedy acquisition, BMC had had trouble integrating acquired technology into its toolset, Beecham said in a conference call, while Remedy Software has been integrating with BMC for years. Remedy had been acquired by Peregrine Systems in 2001, but in 2002, Peregrine filed for bankruptcy, so BMC bought Remedy from the bankrupt Peregrine. In 2002, Remedy had sales of $250 million, with 800 employees, and 6,000 customers. It is a wholly owned subsidiary of BMC. The purchase had legal complications. At one point, BMC believed 7 former employees of Peregrine might use their knowledge of trade secrets to develop competitive products. There were lawsuits and counterclaims involving this matter. In 2003, BMC made a deal with a large maker of computer data storage systems, EMC Corporation, exchanging rights to BMC's discontinued storage software for access to 50 of BMC's software storage customers. In 2003, BMC bought IT Masters of Belgium for $42 million to add software for managing computer system services. It added 75 employees to BMC as well as customers such as Toyota Motor, Lockheed Martin and Bank of America. Also in that year, BMC left the market for storage software because of a lack of return on its investment amid intense competition from rivals like IBM and Veritas Software. In April 2004, BMC bought Marimba, Incorporated, a maker of configuration storage management software, for $187 million. In August 2004, it bought the Magic Solutions unit of Network Associates for $47 million to add customer service programs for small and mid-size companies, and which makes software used to log and answer customer calls. In 2005, BMC bought Open Network, based in Clearwater, Florida, for $18 million to expand its ability to let customers manage access to web-based applications. In May 2006, BMC acquired Israel-based Identify Software. BMC paid approximately $151 million. This acquisition provides solutions that optimize application development organizations through the automation of testing, support and maintenance processes and enables dramatic increases in development outputs, it said in the 10-K report filed with the SEC. In April 2007, BMC bought privately held startup Service Management Partners, which had a software product that helps organizations to visualize and configure software tools. In May 2007, BMC bought privately held ProactiveNet, a maker of business service management software which helps IT collect systems data, which is then analyzed for potential problems, and can automatically alert IT staffs to problems and suggest remedies. In July 2007, BMC bought RealOps, a provider of runbook automation solutions. The acquisition helped BMC create an all-in-one service management solution that integrates diverse multi-vendor technologies while enhancing service availability yet minimizing interruptions. In October 2007, BMC bought Empriso Networks for its network compliance, change, configuration management and automation product. Analysts from Gartner Group commented, BMC is correctly framing the Empriso acquisition as a key step in its developing end-to-end IT service automation strategy, which leverages BMC unregistered trademark strength and configuration management databases and change management. But analysts commented that BMC still needs integration with other network management disciplines where it has little or no presence, as well as a field training plan and more field sales and technical expertise in network management, and close cooperation with its reseller partner Intuity. It paid $22 million. In April 2008, BMC bought BladeLogic, a data center automation software company, for $854 million. In the May SEC report, it said the BladeLogic acquisition expands our offerings for server provisioning, application release management, as well as configuration automation and compliance. In June 2008, BMC acquired privately held ITM Software, a Santa Clara, California firm founded in 2001 that makes software products and services that advance the business management of information technology. The integrated approach helps managers see their corporate information networks from the perspective of the business, and helps them get a comprehensive view permitting greater visibility and control. An analyst explained, managing the business of IT has been a critical message in BMC Software unregistered trademark business service management strategy since its inception. However, the company lacked critical applications to help senior IT leadership execute on that vision. With its recent acquisition of ITM's software, BMC fills in some critical gaps in its ITRP offering. Financial details were not disclosed. In June 2009, BMC received a CIO 100 award for innovative use of an internal cloud computing environment to achieve maximum return on server and storage investments. In August 2009, BMC acquired privately held BMC Software, a middleware management software firm. In October 2009, BMC acquired privately held Tideway Systems, a maker of IT discovery software, to support BMC unregistered trademark vision of dynamic BSM. In January 2010, BMC acquired Furnace Software, a software company specializing in configuration, release and deployment of Java applications. In December 2010, BMC acquired Grid APP Systems, a software company specializing in automating database provisioning, patching and administration. In April 2011, BMC acquired Coradiant, a software company specializing in end-user experience and web application performance monitoring. In October 2011, BMC acquired StreamStep, a software company specializing in lightweight planning and coordination tooling for DevOps-related activities. In January 2012, BMC acquired Numera Software, a software company specializing in IT service and asset management software. In May 2013, the IT services and cloud computing company is being acquired by a consortium of private equity groups, including Bain Capital and Golden Gate Capital, for $46.25 per share. Location: BMC is a multinational firm operating in North America, Australia, Europe, and Asia and has multiple offices located around the world. The company's international headquarters is located at 2101 City West Boulevard, Houston, Texas, United States. In June 2006, Thomas Properties Group Incorporated, through its joint venture with the California State Teachers Retirement System, agreed to buy BMC Software Incorporated's Houston campus for $295 million. Products and services: BMC Software began as a mainframe software vendor, but since the middle 1990s has been developing software to monitor, manage and automate distributed and mainframe systems. BMC is divided into two main business units, a mainframe management segment focusing on reliability of business-critical data, and includes the BSM subgroup, a OE service optimization, a and enterprise service management segment which focuses on servers and networks, and includes the BSM subgroups, service support, service automation, and service resource planning, In August 2009, BMC had over 450 software applications to primarily manage mainframes and distributed systems, as well as virtual and cloud computing IT environments. Generally, the software is used to help information technology managers, typically in large enterprises or agencies, manage operations, make IT more efficient, remediate issues, increase compliance and lower IT costs. For example, BMC unregistered trademark SBSM platform improves efficiency for government agencies such as New York City's Department of Information Technology and Telecommunications. A June 2009 press release issued by the City of New York credits the implementation of BMC unregistered trademark SIT service management software and integration of automated monitoring tools. OE has produced dramatic improvements in interagency communication and streamlines city services with considerable cost avoidance. In October 2009, BMC announced an initiative called Dynamic Business Service Management to improve unregistered trademark's proactive approach to data center management. All major product offerings, BMC Blade Logic Server Automation, BMC Proactive Net Performance Management, BMC Atrium CMDB and BMC IT Service Management were updated as part of this initiative. BMC Atrium CMDB's integration came out as one of the key strengths to be top on Gartner's Magic Quadrant for IT service support management tools. This integration enables IT service visualization to show upstream and downstream impacts. This aids in faster issue recognition and resolution. BMC uses its own software in a private cloud computing environment for developing applications. BMC also offers consulting, implementation, integration, and educational services related to its software products and sells directly through a sales force and indirectly through channel partners which include resellers, distributors, and systems integrators. Partial list of software products. Directors and staff. The company was founded by John J. Moores in 1980. Moores was a former Shell oil computer specialist, whose software made Shell's computers more efficient. Richard A. Hosley II was President and Chief Executive Officer of BMC Software, Incorporated from October 1987 until April 1990. Prior to being President, Hosley was BMC unregistered trademark's first salesman. Later, as Vice President of Sales and Marketing, he was responsible for designing and implementing the highly innovative and cost-effective telemarketing process and the commission scheme for salesmen and product authors for which BMC was known. Shortly after becoming president, Hosley took the company public in 1988. In Hosley unregistered trademark's 10 years with BMC, sales grew from under $1 million to more than $100 million and employees from 2 to over 500 people. Hosley was succeeded by Max Watson, Jr. in April 1990. Max Watson Jr. was Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of BMC Software from April 1990 to January 2001. At one point, he was listed as one of Houston's highest-paid executives. In 2000, his salary and bonus was $1.2 million. In 2001, BMC had a policy of only awarding stock options once every 3 years. But one report described Watson as earning nearly $37 million for running the Houston company during its period of turmoil. In 2001, BMC appointed the company director, Garland Cupp, to the post of chairman, succeeding Max Watson, who quit the post in January 2001. Mr. Cupp has been a director since 1989 and was Chief Information Officer at American Express Company's Travel-Related Services Unit. According to BMC, Watson was succeeded by BMC's former Senior Vice President of Product Management and Development, Robert Beecham. During his tenure as BMC's chairman and CEO, Beecham oversaw business changes including the move of BMC stock to the New York Stock Exchange, the reorganization of BMC into two primary business units, and the introduction of business service management. In October 2009, BMC returned to Nasdaq EuroS electronic trading platform, remaining under the ticker symbol, BMC. Today, Beecham continues to be chairman and CEO of BMC as well as president of its ESM business unit. His total compensation for 2009 is $10,902,868. Beecham has been at BMC since 1988. In August 2009, he was 49 years old. In 2009, other executives include the president of the Mainframe Service Management Unit Bill Miller, and the chief financial officer Stephen Sultra. BMC had 6,100 employees in March 2010. BMC was a member of the S&P 500 and was listed as being a member of Fortune's 400 Best Big Companies in 2009. Partnerships. As the computer industry moves in the direction of cloud computing, BMC is working with firms like Cisco and VMware to build a so-called unified computing system described as a private cloud in a box. The Economist magazine elaborated, instead of having to wire up servers, storage devices and networking gear, companies can build and reconfigure virtual computer systems with a few mouse clicks, reported The Economist in March 2009. Business analyst Richard Sherman said the alliance raises BMC a unregistered trademark's profile in the server automation industry, and would raise future revenues. According to the article, BMC's earlier acquisition of BladeLogic in 2008 was key to the formation of the alliance with Cisco. In June 2009, BMC received a CIO 100 award for innovative use of an internal cloud computing environment to achieve maximum return on server and storage investments. In July 2009, BMC and Amazon Web Services announced IT organizations will be able to extend their internal data centers to the Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud through BMC a unregistered trademark SBSM platform. In November 2009, BMC announced Service Desk Express will be sold, marketed and available via Salesforce.com. By delivering Service Desk technology via the cloud, you can abstract all the complexity of the infrastructure that rely on IT services delivery and follow best practices, said BMC Chairman and CEO, Bob Beecham. BMC also counts Dell, VMware and NetApp among its strategic alliance partners. Assets. While BMC's most significant asset is perhaps a workforce of skilled software engineers, the firm owns considerable intellectual property in the form of software code. It elaborated how it protects this property in second filing: we distribute our products in object code form and rely upon contract, trade secret, copyright and patent laws to protect our intellectual property. The license agreements under which customers use our products restrict the customer's use to its own operations and prohibit disclosure to third persons. We now distribute certain of our products on a shrink-wrap basis, and the enforceability of such restrictions in a shrink-wrap license is unproven in certain jurisdictions. Also, notwithstanding those restrictions, it is possible for other persons to obtain copies of our products in object code form. We believe that obtaining such copies would have limited value without access to the product source code, which we keep highly confidential. In addition, we employ protective measures such as CPU-dependent passwords, expiring passwords and time-based trials. While software can be considered as intellectual property like screenplays and protected by copywriting, some software processes can be considered as inventions, and protected by patent. BMC owns software patents. For example, BMC owns a patent for GUI interpretation technology for client-server environment developed by software engineers David T. Sulzer, Lawrence M. Eckner, and Donna S. Lowe Cleveland, which involves complex signals processing. Patent attorneys trying to describe this process wrote, receiving a message from a remote device, the message comprising either a definition, A state change, a command or some combination thereof. Processing the definition before the state change. And processing the state change before processing the command. BMC owns real estate property, but it's mostly in 4 office buildings totaling 1,515,000 square feet in Houston, Texas. Sales and development offices around the world are leased. See also: BMC Control M, Remedy Corporation, References. External links: BMC homepage, IT service management.